For this video, we're going to look at how Recipe Key Premium integrates with WordPress so you can configure your categories and your tags so that Recipe Key will show up on the front end of WordPress for your recipes. So once in your admin dashboard, if you go down to Settings Recipe Key, you'll see how Recipe Key is looking at your WordPress configuration with your categories and tags. You can see here, for instance, that Recipe Key is seeing that the gluten-free icon has a tag for gluten-free. If we were to come up here real quick and jump into post tags and search for gluten-free, you'll see that this is what Recipe Key is seeing. If, for instance, I edit this real quick and I put a 1 and a 1 for the slug and the name, and I update it, and then I jump back here to Settings Recipe Key, you can see that Recipe Key now does not see that there is a category for gluten-free. So let's jump back up here for posts and click on tags again, and we'll search for gluten-free, and we'll edit it one more time, and we'll put it back to the way it was. We'll update, and then we'll come down here to Settings Recipe Key, and we can see again that Recipe Key sees from the tags that WordPress is putting out that there is a tag for gluten-free. Let's say you want to use categories instead. That's no problem. So how Recipe Key sees it is, first it sees if there's a category for gluten-free, and if there's not a category, then it'll jump down to tags. So if I were to go ahead and click Posts, Categories, and I create a category for gluten-free and a slug for gluten-free, so now I have my gluten-free category. And if I come down here to Settings Recipe Key, you can see that category takes precedence over tags within Recipe Key. Okay, so that's a big deal. The categories always take precedence over tags. So let's say we want to add high protein as well. It's simply just going up to posts, and for this instance, I'm going to create another tag. I'm going to call it high protein and hit new tag. We come down here to Recipe Key. Now we can see that there is high protein that's already set up. So let me real quick go through and add the nut-free and the egg-free. Again, we're going to go to posts. I'm going to set up another tag. And again, you could create these as categories as well. In this instance, I'm just using them as tags. Nut-free and egg-free. And then I'm just going to jump back over to my Recipe Key to make sure that it's seeing it. It is. Great. So now, how do we get them to start showing up for posts? Real easy. Let's go to our posts and let's take a look here. So I know that my gluten-free is a category. So if I do a quick edit and I choose this hummus and I choose this as gluten-free, and let's say this is also egg-free, so I'm going to add a tag for egg-free, and of course it's nut-free, but it is not high protein. And then let's go to this, these Brussels sprouts. We're going to do a quick edit here. These, of course, are also gluten-free, and they are nut-free. And let's just say they're high protein. We're going to update it. Now let's jump over to the front end of our website, and we're going to do a refresh. You can see gluten-free now shows up. We've got egg-free, we've got nut-free, and then there's a few other tags that I've already had set up. If we jump back to the front of the website and we look at our Brussels sprouts, so we'll scroll down here and we'll click on our Brussels sprouts. You can see it gluten-free. You can see high protein showed up and that we added nut-free, and there's a few others that were already created prior to me updating this. So that is how easy Recipe Key is. It goes out, it takes a look for your categories and tags, and once it finds them, the back end shows you how it's working, and you can go in and just add tags and categories to all of your posts, and the images will automatically show up.